Photographers assume that upgrading to a higher megapixel camera, 24, 32 or even 45, will instantly improve your images. But what you need to realize is that the lens that you're using with that camera must also be upgraded in order to take advantage of the resolution that camera offers. If, for instance, you are using a 24 megapixel camera, your lens must also be able to analyze the scene and project at least 24 megapixels worth of sharp detail to the camera sensor. That is the detail the camera sensor will work with to give you a 24 megapixel image that is sharp corner to corner. If your lens cannot do that and only analyzes say 12 megapixels, the camera will still record a 24 megapixel image, but you will end up with an image that has half the data resolved and half not resolved. The result will be an image which is solved to some extent, especially on the edges, because the details that were meant to make those areas sharp, the lens was not able to resolve them, and the details were not projected to the sensor. So whatever it is that was projected to the sensor is what the camera worked with, and that is why you have an image that looks like that. This comes down to something called resolving power. Resolving power is the lens's ability to deliver the fine detail to the sensor. If your lens can't resolve that detail that it is sending to the sensor, no matter how advanced your sensor is, as long as the detail is not projected to it, the detail will not be captured. Let me give you an example. If you are using the Canon 18-55mm kit lens, which comes with most of the Canon cameras, the entry-level cameras, even if you are using that lens with a 24 megapixel Canon body, that lens is only able to resolve about 12 or 14 megapixels of data, and that is the data that the camera uses to give you 24 megapixel image, which means your image will contain 12 megapixels resolved and 12 megapixels partially resolved. So at some focal lengths where this lens is not its sharpest, say outside of between 5.6 to 8, those other apertures, your images will mostly be solved in the corners, and that is because the details that was meant to make those areas sharper is not present, and the camera worked with what was available. Now comparing that to the Canon 50mm 1.8 STM, which is a budget-friendly prime lens. This lens has much higher resolving power. On the same 24 megapixel camera body, this lens can take full advantage of almost the entire 24 megapixels, which means the images you get with this lens are sharper, cleaner, and more detailed, especially when you stop it down to a 5.6 or a f8. The same is true for other systems. For example, on Sony a7 III with a 24 megapixel sensor, using the Sony 28-70 kit lens might not give you full resolution, but switching to a lens like Sony 55mm f1.8 says this will allow you to have sharper, cleaner images. You suddenly see crisp edges, fine textures, and micro details that were missing before with the kit lens. These analogies not only exhibited in prime lenses, entry-level lenses, but also on the telephoto lenses. For instance, the Canon 70-200 f2.8 RIS Mark II. This lens has extremely high resolving power and easily handles 30+ megapixel sensors. Meanwhile, on-budget zooms like the 70-300 struggles with anything above 18 megapixel. So what actually happens when a lens can't match the sensor? The camera will still record a full resolution image, say 24 megapixel or 32 megapixel or even more, but the detail is not just there. You get a large file, but when you zoom in, it looks soft or smeared. It is not that your camera is not focusing properly. Problem is your lens didn't deliver enough in detail for the sensor to work with. That is why sometimes upgrading your lens will improve your photos more than upgrading your camera. A sharper lens can unlock the full potential of the camera you already have. So before you spend money on a new camera body, ask yourself, are you getting 24 out of 24 megapixels that your current camera is giving you? If not, why not try upgrading your lenses so that if 24 megapixels is not enough for you, you can now upgrade knowing that you truly need more. Because at the end of the day, megapixels don't automatically mean better image quality. If your lens isn't sharp, your photos won't be either, no matter how good your camera is.
JM Photography KE Imagement.